Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hey, last week we went to the AIM rally in Colorado. AIM holds about 18 events per year. I'd say I've been to a couple of the rallies and they are really top shelf. The Colorado rally included a cog train ride to the top of Pikes Peak, a private Jeep tour of the Garden of the Gods, and a Western night with food, music, and even a private rodeo, just for AIM. If you haven't been to an AIM rally, you are really missing out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to the next AIM rally in October at Camp Margaritaville on Crystal Beach. So very excited. The other area that AIM does really well is bringing a curated group of vendors selected for both their vetted offerings and track records. For those of you who have been following my channel, you may recall that I had the VB air ride system installed on my van while traveling to Las Vegas last year. When the shop lifted my van, they discovered that one of my inside rear tires was flat. By luck, at the rally, a vendor was selling a tire pressure management system. I bought and installed the TPMS. As luck would have it, my tow vehicle had a flat tire when traveling home. Cannot make that up. Thankfully, I was at the exit to Winslow, Arizona, and about 200 yards away from a tire repair store. So for those of you who are chuckling, no, Winslow, Arizona was not a fine place for me that day. Then last year, I was driving through Texas and my TPMS alerted again. I pulled over into a Love's truck stop. My van's exterior rear tire was completely flat and needed to be replaced. The Love's didn't have a tire shop, but did give me a business card to a local tire repairman. He arrived about 90 minutes late, I'd say, and said I needed a new tire. No kidding. My van didn't come with a spare tire, so I was really in a tough spot. He demanded that I give him $400 cash and that he would drive about 30 miles away. He had found a tire my size. He'd buy it and return. I didn't have $400 cash, but luckily the Love's truck stop had an ATM. So we sat in the parking lot for another 90 minutes after he left, wondering if we'd been robbed. Thankfully, he was totally honest and returned and fixed my tire. That's why I'm excited about this Safe Ride RE offering with the sign and drive option, dispatching a mobile repair service, and replacing a tire for free. Here's sign and drive right here. It says sign and drive, you incur no out-of-pocket expense, and the mobile tire service. Now this is really big here. We will cover the cost of one tire replacement for 12 months. That would have saved me about $400 because I didn't get any money back. I was even when the guy fixed my tire. I also like this RV technical assistance service using a certified technician. You guys know my channel has over 90 videos of quick fixes, hacks, and modifications with over 100,000 views. Almost every issue I have encountered is an easy fix if you know the fix. Having a technical expert who you can call on the road to solve an issue may mean the difference between a great trip and being sidelined. This part right here, this technical assistance I've highlighted here, this is the most important thing I think about the Safe Ride RV Club for new RVers. Whether you're in van life or Class A RV or tow vehicle, whatever it is, these guys have technical assistance sitting right there ready for you. So let me give you my example. So I was traveling to this Colorado rally a couple weeks ago, and my water pump stopped working. Of course, I was harvest hosting to get there, so now I'm stuck without water. I went to an RV campground. When I hooked up the city water, everything worked. So I knew that the lines were all open. Also, I could hear the pump working, so I knew I had power. I spent about 2 hours on YouTube watching the videos and finally figured it out. My issue was just a stuck valve inside the pump. Unscrewed four screws, tapped the valve to break it free from some built up calcium, and everything worked. You know, I wasn't a member of AIM's Safe Ride RV program then. Imagine how much easier it would have been to have called Safe Ride RV's technical assistance, explain their problem, and have them troubleshoot the issue. It was literally a 5-minute repair. Now I'm going to show you in a few slides what the actual brochure, but here's what it says, the feature says. Features 24/7 technical assistance from our staff of RVIA/RVDA and ASE certified technicians who speak directly with customers to troubleshoot operational issues. If you are a new RVer, that's the reason why you want this program. I also like this. I was surprised they have a piece here about key replacement that it says if it's lost, stolen, or damaged, you have complete peace of mind. They'll pay for a new one every 12 months, up to $500. So for those of you who have you know a Sprinter van, you know how important, how expensive those fobs are. That could really be incredible. This appointment setting service is also really great. Just had a friend of mine a few nights ago call me. He's in Dallas, so a major city. He was having problems with his lithium battery and said he could not find a technician to discuss it. I think that's a major city in Dallas during a weekday. He could not find anybody to get on the phone with him and talk him through about resetting his lithium batteries. I told him, hey, join Safe Ride RV. They've got a network to find a qualified technician for you. So almost, again, no brainer to me. I did just try their rental car piece here. So I called and booked a car for a week and tried using their discount code, and it saved me about $40. So again, seems like a no-brainer to me. I have not tried the hotel discounts, but if you're part of the Safe Ride RV club, motor club, and you're going on a drive somewhere or you're traveling somewhere, you can use their discount codes to get a better price. Here's my exact invoice. So you can see I just bought it. It cost me $149. Now, a key on this is, and here it says Safe Ride RV, 12-month term, Safe Ride RV roadside assistance. Now, there is a key to this, and that is you've got to be an AIM club member first. So that costs about $39 a year to join. So $139 plus $149, about $180. And you could be part of this club. By the way, so between rally events, I did have a chance to speak with Ed from Safe Ride. And I had some pretty good questions because, as everyone knows, I travel a lot. And so, here it is, by the way, sorry. Sorry, guys. I could not get my slide sorter to work. Here's aimclub.saferiderv.com to enroll in the program, the Roadside Assistance Program. But first, you need to go to aimclub.org, not Safe Ride, aimclub.org. Excuse me, join the club, and you can buy this service. So anyway, I had a bunch of questions for Ed. I said, Ed, I'm not the weekend guy. I use this a lot, and I've got some pretty good questions for you, and I'd like to know your answers. So my first question was, how does Safe Ride RV compare to AAA Premium Plus RV or Good Sam's best offering? I said that because I've been searching these. I used to be a member of Good Sam. I know what that program looks like. This was so much better. I was shocked at the price, frankly. So he said, first, Safe Ride RV covers any vehicle you own, borrow, or rent. Own, borrow, or rent. That means your tow vehicle. That means if you had to rent a car. That means if you borrow a buddy's car, you're covered. Second, that sign and drive with no limits, and their program was less expensive. That sign and drive is probably the second most important part to me. The first part is that technical assistance from my life. So just by chance, I asked a friend who had AAA Premium Plus RV, and they were also at the rally. And she was at this presentation. She confirmed that, yes, this Safe Ride RV program was much better than her benefits. So from my experience at the Love's Truck Stop that I told you about, That sign and drive benefit was all I needed to hear to buy the Safe Ride RV membership. Of course, it'd been so nice to get a free new tire since mine was ruined, and the calls, etc. So kind of a no-brainer to me. I also asked about coverage in Canada and Alaska, and Ed confirmed that the Safe Ride RV program covers the continental US, Canada, and Alaska. So if you're traveling to Canada or doing the long drive to Alaska, this is also a no-brainer. This summer, I had a group of friends of mine who drove the Alcan to Alaska and were stopped mid-Canada with these big wildfires. And they called me, frankly, to help them because they were trying to figure out which way to go. It'd have been nice to call that Safe Ride RV and use their trip routing service. We figured it out, but it was kind of me walking through Google Maps, trying to see which roads are closed, trying to figure out where they were, and routing them around that fire. And they got there, but it was pretty brutal. It'd have been really nice to have instead of Carl on a Google phone, on Google, trying to figure it out, to have someone like a professional company say, here's the route to take to bypass those fires. Another question I had was about flat towing. So Sprinter vans, have to be flat towed. Over the past 2 years, I've had 3 rally friends accidentally pump gas into their Sprinter diesel vans. Now, coincidentally, this may be a heads up for you, but when you are filling up at a BP station, all BP stations, unlike the rest of the country, all BP stations use the green pump handles for gas. So we're all used to going to a Love's or Flying J or a fuel station using the green handle, meaning diesel. In the world of BP, green means gas. All 3 friends, every time had been to a BP station and put gas instead of diesel in their car. So when that happens, you don't want to start your vehicle. You do not want to put gas into a diesel engine. Instead, you need to be flat towed to a Mercedes-Benz dealer and have it drained. By the way, I just thought of this, but also that trip interruption service down here, see if I have a highlight here. Yeah, I do. Trip interruption. If you got stuck, that would count the trip interruption up to $2,000 per extent. So all 3 of those couples had to spend the night in a hotel. I just thought of that. That's another big benefit of the program. So also, Ed told me, we were talking about the program itself, and Ed told me that most of the manufacturers and social clubs like AIM's a motor club, do use Safe Ride RV in the US and Canada. So this isn't a new company. They've got locations all over the country. They're first class. How do you know they're top shelf? Because AIM vetted them. This program is specific for National Indoors and the AIM Club, so you know it's kind of the best of the best. So I want to walk through these brochures for you real fast. I'm going to go slowly so you can kind of stop the video and read these, but I think it's important you see what it includes. So I've highlighted some things that are really important. First, here's in the actual brochure, the Safe Ride RV Motor Club membership, the tire assistance. Here's the writing of it. Again, that would have been so important for me all 3 times it happened to me. You just have to go through an experience of not being Saturday afternoon, late afternoon, on a rural road at a Love's gas station, truck stop, with no tire, with your wife in 95-degree weather, to realize how important this was to me. We were really sweating it out. I think also locksmith is important. Of course, this delivery of fuel, emergency fuel, is always important for anybody. This locksmith service is really cool, but this key replacement, to me, this is what's different about the other programs. Or at least the people I spoke to said this is what's different. The replacement of a key fob up to $500 if you have the issue. This winch out service I kind of laughed at, I chuckled at. I live in South Texas on the Gulf Coast. I see a lot of people trying to drive their vans out into the sand, and they don't realize it's about 14,000 pounds. And about 50 feet from the sand, they sink and can't get out. This winching service is good for within 100 feet of a main road. And so I thought, boy, I should tell all of my friends to buy this down here so that when they're make the mistake of going, that sand looks hard enough, packed enough for me, and they drive out and they sink down to the axles. They actually have a real winch out service as part of the motor club. Here's the technical support piece. So again, for all new RVers, technical support, I read this for you previously, but what matters is these are certified technicians. And I asked Ed, how can you be up on all the parts on all the RVs? And he had a really good point I hadn't thought of. He said, we've got the manuals, but remember, most RV manufacturers use the same parts and pumps. So if using a flow pump in my Patriot van, it's probably the same flow pump they use for other vans, which is probably true. The dispatch mechanic that have been great for my buddy, Derek up in Dallas. Trip routing, I have not tried this before, but I would try this if going to Canada. So trip routing, it's like the old AAA version. You can call them ahead of time and say, I need a trip routing from here to up the Alcan to Alaska, and they'll do that for you in paper. I would do this if I went to Alaska, because then I'd say I need 3 routes, one the route you would suggest, and then what are the different routes you could take if you get caught in a fire somewhere in Canada. It seemed like the U.S. side was fine with that. Canadian side, we've all seen it this year on the news. They've had big problems with wildfires all over the country. And when I was talking to my buddies, they were stopped by the fire department one day, all day long. And at about 8 o'clock that night, he said literally they were driving through this fire zone with firemen on the road battling the fire. At about 8 o'clock that night, they let them all go forward, and they drove through the night to get through this area. They opened up the road. They said, everybody get through on the other side, and then they were going, the fire department moved on. So really, really important service. So here's their number directly if you have any questions. Technical support, trip interruption, we talked about that. That's the entire brochure. What's important about this is it's part of the AIM Club. It's AIM Club's Safe Ride RV Assistance Program. Here again is the link to go to Safe Ride RV, and you want to do that after you've gone to aimclub.org, joined as a member for 1 year, and then go back and then we'll go to aimclub.saferiderv.com to join the club. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Any points you have about that, love to hear them. I joined it. Why? And I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. I'm not getting any reimbursement from Safe Ride. I just wanted to put it out there as part of my channel to say, hey, this is really a great program. I went to Safe Ride and said, hey, I just bought your service. Can I put this out there? I want to show all my friends and my channel followers how to do this. And they said yes. So they were really generous. Said, yeah, go ahead and put our brochure up there. Those are my stories. I hope this helps everyone. And good luck. Hope to see you guys at the next AIM Club rally up in Camp Margaritaville in Crystal Beach in October. Or I'm going to the one after that also. They've got another rally. The rally after that, I should say, is in January at the Tampa RV Show. It's called, if you go to aimclub.org/event, you can see all the rallies. They're posting them for next year. The one there is called Aim to the Rescue, and it shows you have a bunch of about 100 spaces in an RV campground for people, and they have a rally, dinners, all AIM level, high quality stuff. And then they've also just announced, but haven't released, to sign up. They have 2 weeks next fall for the Albuquerque Balloon Fest. My point is the AIM Club, aimclub.org. AIM Club is a phenomenal club. I'm really enjoying it, meeting tons of new people. It's expertly done. It's really kind of that 5-star rally you always hear about but never get to go to. Food, entertainment, on-site people helping with repairs, great people like Safe Ride RV to be there, kind of very well vetted vendors. So instead of buying something crappy that you don't know about, you can buy something that's been vetted by your club. Okay, guys, good sailing. It is Saturday afternoon, August 16th. Down here at the beach. It's 92 degrees, 85% humidity. Just cannot wait to get out there. Just kidding. Bye now.